everybody, and welcome back to our channel with Lily, Brianna, and myself. Today we're going to be talking about Women's History Month, and let's just get into it. So, why do we have a holiday for Women's History Month?
Ooh, I like when you say holiday, honestly. Um, and you know what? I think it's a great thing you mentioned the term holiday.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's a holiday every day in March, and it not just March, but just every day in general for women. I feel like we've always either breaking barriers and just making numerous achievements then that could really just inspire women and girls coming up in this generation. So I feel like it's Women's History Month. It's our moment for us to just really shine and recognize other women who is really doing their own thing. It's all about that women empowerment, just coming together. And yeah, so those are like one of my thoughts on why I feel like it's like literally could be termed as a holiday, honestly. But I like when you mentioned that term, Dominique, holiday.
I mean, why not?
Right,
Right, why
exactly.
not?
Right. Like, listen, like what Beyonce said, who run the world? Girls. So
Yeah.
exact like period. We like girls are really on doing their thing right now. So I mean, listen.
I mean,
It
I
really,
still think women have not reached their full potential. I think we're getting there, but I don't think we've reached our full potential yet.
Like I feel like with women we go through like a lot of struggles to get to where we want to be. Unfortunately, because like sometimes society can be misogynistic. Feel like that's one of like the biggest challenges that we have to tackle and face. But I feel like overall, I feel like we're getting there, and I feel like we're gonna continue to get there. So that's
I,
what I think.
I think despite the fact that like we've had so many years of like misogynistic men, I do think we've gone through adversity in of itself. So being able to like break barriers and not even like hit a glass ceiling but like go past it, that's something that like I feel like we wouldn't have been able to achieve if we weren't like not miscalculated and overly not thought of as like something as more than like a homemaker or like a childbearer. I definitely
yeah.
think it created more ambition in like females in general to like go for your dreams, go for your goals. Like I personally find it amazing when I see a woman in like she's the one leading. Like girls got like some like courage right there.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have to agree. I like even me personally, I like when women they show more of their true selves for who they are, not just only being seen as quote unquote sex figures or sex symbols. So honestly, when you see like women just really showing their ambition and trying to show their true potential, I think that's a wonderful thing to see.
that's what's sexy.
Exactly. And I think it's one of those things where it's like, listen, don't be afraid to show your knowledge, to show that you're smart and that you're ambitious and whatnot. Don't let anybody tell you that, oh, well, you're way too ambitious, you're way too this and that. No, at the end of the day, show it, do your thing. You know what I mean? Like, more power to you.
And if you could
Period.
do it in heels too, then do it.
Period.
um, So another question for you guys. Why do you think we are still struggling to this day? Even though we've made some achievements, why are we still struggling?
I
I
mean,
okay, you can go ahead, Lily.
I mean, I just think that like we're still struggling to this day. It's because like we're still in a world where a lot of people still have like sexist views. And despite the fact that we've made so many strides already as females, so much part of the world is still currently, like a patriarchal society. And there are some cultures that, still follow a traditional route where, women are seen, not heard. So I feel like in our country, it is amazing that we are able to do anything and we wouldn't be judged for it that much compared to, like an Asian country or Middle Eastern country where a lot of females are literally, hated if they speak their mind. Dubai, literally in 2018, that's when they allowed women to drive. So it varies with different cultures, but I think that's one of the reasons why we're still trying to make strides. It's because everybody still doesn't see the concept of, women actually being able to contribute, not just as a homemaker or a baby machine.
Yeah,
I'm glad
I honestly have to agree. Like, I think it's so sad how society today, they're still thinking about the old ways. And what I mean by that is a lot of like some of the like some people they still like have this traditional mindset and it's like come on now like let's let's face reality, okay? We're living in a modernized world. Like this is not this is not the 1900s anymore. This is not the 1800s anymore. We're living in the 2000s, right? Early 20s per se, right? So my thing is like I don't know what it is. I mean, I just feel like people are intimidated when they see a woman who is either gaining power or doing the things that like men would do that women couldn't do before. So I feel like it just kind of intimidates people and make them feel a certain way. Like I don't know if they think that, oh, I have to compete or something. So like I feel like that's one of the reasons why it's like we still struggling. And then there's the misogynistic views of women. So I personally feel that maybe that's why it still is the way it is. Um, and I feel like that's something that we're still gonna have to fight through, and we still have to try to make it far, honestly. So
you guys think women of color are appreciative of their achievements throughout the years?
I mean, I do feel like women of color are appreciative of their achievements over the years. I think it's still unfortunate that sometimes they're being looked down upon because, again, as you know, there's stereotypes of women of color. I mean, we all know that. You guys know the angry black woman stereotype. So it's always being like looked down upon them, and I feel like it's one of those. And feel like it's one of the reasons why it's like we have to work a million times harder to just get where we at, just for people to just really pay attention to us, but yeah, unfortunately there are like some differences within people of color that I feel like there's issues that we need to address. Like the other day, to say in general, when it comes to salaries for women, right? And I know that for a black woman, they make an average of 63 cents. Um, So compared to others where it's like they make more than that, you know? So to me, I feel like it's one of those situations where we have to really address, like the salary gap and just the gender gap between men and women, particularly Black women. So
See, that's I think that's like what kind of frustrates me is that like companies will focus based on sex and race. Like you can't just focus on the actual person who's actually, like look at their qualifications and look at what they could bring to the table instead of, oh, let's hire this girl because she's a minority and she will help us with our diversity. Like you can't just focus on the actual person and what they can add to your corporation. That's the only thing I get really frustrated about.
It's people only see what's going on the outside instead of trying to figure out, who is this person on the inside.
When women speak their mind, they're people are like, oh, you are getting a little too opinionated. Relax. And
I hate that too. We're allowed to have an opinion too.
Yeah.
And if we get a little heated, oh well, let us get in our heated moment, and then when we're done, we'll cool it down.
I'm sorry if your gender was getting bashed and like you're getting a little too heated. Seriously? Okay.
right, exactly. Like they're so afraid that we would put them in their place. Listen,
I have no hesitation to do that to anyone.
yeah, same. I don't have a
It's honestly the best way. Being blunt is the way to go.
When you see people's faces and you're blunt to them and they're like, oh, I didn't realize you were gonna be that about it. It's like, yeah. You think I'm just gonna let you bash me?
Right. Like you think I'm gonna be this type of female that's just gonna be, oh, 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 like, oh my God. Boy, bye.
Bye, Felicia.
like, okay, I could be vulnerable, but it's like
Don't let my emotions fool you and think I'm a fragile little girl.
right.
I can be sensitive, but I can also speak my mind and tell you how it is if I don't agree with you, let alone if you're a man or not.
Do you guys, okay, name some women in Black History Month that you look up to, you watch?
I mean, definitely Rihanna.
Yes.
I mean, girl is a freaking fashion designer. She's a singer. She's like, she has a makeup line. I mean, she was the first woman that LVMH, which is the conglomerate who owned like all the luxury stores, to give her own fashion house. Like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
And she came out, her makeup line is just phenomenal. The fact that she has such a diverse collection of colors that definitely pertain to women of color is phenomenal, because not many, makeup brands they're like, okay, this color and that color.
They'll have like 20 shades of white and then 5 shades of like black.
Oh, that too. That's something that actually it disgusts me, and then I don't look at that makeup brand.
When you have her releasing like 40 shades of all different colors, like that was a game changer, and that was like what, 3 or 4 years ago.
I'm just very proud of Rihanna, because she definitely stands as a figure of Black woman for Black women's history. And
I also really appreciate that she constantly reinvents herself, because when you have someone who's just not as like, obviously we fell in love with her as a singer, but then she went on to create like a fashion brand, makeup line, it's like, and a lingerie line.
Yeah.
See, and that's the thing I appreciate about her lingerie line. She uses women of color and women of sizes. She doesn't use like, typical Victoria's Secret models. Sizes. God forbid a girl actually has curves in a body. God
Thank you. That. Thank you for you guys, and then we'll conclude. I just had it. What would you say to the youngings today about just women in general, and what they should fight for, what they can do, and just to uplift themselves and understand, don't let anybody knock you down. At the end of the day, love yourself and keep pushing. What do you have to say to the kids?
Okay, so I definitely agree with those points that you brought up. Love yourself. Um, go after your dreams. Don't let anybody tell you you can't really do it. Don't let anybody tell you that you're way too ambitious, you're way too smart, things like, at the end of the day, show it. Do what you have to do. Do your own thing. More power to you, you know. Just continue to be the role model that you put yourself to be, especially towards others who look up to you, you know, because we have people, we have young girls, young women who is looking up to us, and in many more generations to come. So I would say do your thing, do what you have to do. Don't let anybody tell you can't do this, you can't do that, or you're way too ambitious. More power to you, sis. Do your thing.
Um, I would definitely say no matter what, hold your head up high because you're the only person that knows your potential. So if you feel like you need to be in that room full of guys in heels, making it work, then do it because you're the only one who knows that you're going to get there.
Well, that is the end of our show. So tune in next week for the next topic, guys. Thank you very much.